and welcome to Low Country Shrimp and Knits. This is Irreverent Knits. I am Tracy. This is Judy, and she is the owner and mastermind behind Maggie Loves Yarn and all of my beautiful colorwork classes here at Low Country Shrimp and Knits. And we've been, I'm going to say we've been on sabbatical.
Yeah, because you forgot to post last time.
Yeah, I'll put that out there. Sorry about that.
So now you get two.
Sorry about that.
Two episodes.
Bam. So yeah, we. So tell me, how did I left my shop and just said, la la la, whatever happens, happens, and good luck, Judy.
I did fine.
You did amazingly. I came back. I'm like,
stuff came in and I put it out and I could tell you were twitching when you walked in. Where'd she put it? How'd she put it? I thought the things came back rather nice.
They are. They all. I could see. Well, the good thing is that I could see there were holes. So that means people bought stuff. So
I'm good at spending other people's money.
I know, and I love you for that. I love you for that. And I always go,
and this is what you always do. I learned this. You always go, now, do you have the right tools to do this?
Right.
Do you have the right size needles? Mm-hmm. No. Mm-hmm. Have you seen these stoppers? Oh, these are cool.
Oh,
so,
you're really good like that. You're really.
I sold the cords. I sold some stoppers.
I know, you were great.
I sold a ton of needles. You need to
restock. I know. I see that. I got to sit down today in my cave of yarn, my cave of happy. The problem is that now all this new yarn has come in, and I don't want to do any real work. I want to cast on 45 different projects.
Well, we're getting ready to move, and Gordon's like, do you want to go through the drawer today? No, I prefer to live with it until I know the exact date.
Right.
This is all going to come back to kick me in the butt.
It is.
Because he'll go, well, we can start taking down pictures. I'm like, I don't want to live like that until we get an exact date.
I don't want to live like that, but I will live with 3,648 unfinished projects.
Yes.
So
well, that's what happened with this, because I was cleaning out stuff beside my chair where I did. And I went, oh crap! I said I'd make a sample for her, so I was getting that out.
All right, we'll just work on.
I need samples.
Thank you so much. So I'm a moving genius as far as that, because I've moved so many darn times that I'm this close to witness protection, except for I haven't witnessed anything. So.
Well, at this point, we're not moving 500 miles away.
No.
We're moving 20 minutes down the road.
Right.
I can take the drawers out of my chest of drawers.
Just put it in your car.
And put it in the car.
Right.
And then when it comes, I just slide it back in. I don't need to take it out.
No.
Take the towels and do this.
For the dishes?
Yep.
Yep.
And then take it there, because...
Yep.
It's not going cross country.
Right. So we can do that. And I've got small people. They're old enough now to do stuff.
Oh yeah, I may be hiring.
My dad was like, hey, I got a pod coming, because my stepmother is finally coming down, and so she's a teacher and she needed to finish out her school year. So she's finally down, and he's like, can you send some littles? I'm like, that's why we have them. Go do your thing, and they get paid in Starbucks. So if you,
that's cool.
that's
good.
A good Starbucks drink is how they roll. So
well, I've got Lena tied to the sewing machine right now anyway.
So I don't know. I can't tell you enough how much Judy is my godsend. I don't know how. Sometimes I usually feel like, well, I must have been a real jerk in a past life, but I must have done something right, because God sent me Judy. Because
hey,
all right, she's a delight. I don't know if she's told you. But I've just sent my older child off to learn how to sew, because she wants to know how to sew, and I can't do that. So
she's making a costume.
Yeah, and
she's not making a simple bag.
No, because that's not how.
It's an Edwardian jacket.
It's how we roll. We're like, what is the most difficult thing I can find? And that's the project I'm going to do and figure it out. So this.
So she's doing good. Oh, that's coming along beautifully.
So I had a road trip, and I always think unadulterated drive, and we love to drive everywhere.
We do too.
So
hate to fly.
I don't. Well, flying is such a catastrophe. I miss going abroad. I lived in Spain, so I used to, I love going and exploring, but we haven't gone in so long because it's just a nightmare on the
my ears
airlines.
will not pop. I don't care what you say. Well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, and I've done them all. They will not pop. So whenever we're doing a descent, I am on the floor. I am on the floor of the plane.
Oh, that's
and
no
it's
fun.
Awful. So I don't like to fly for that reason.
Oh, that makes sense. So I decided, all right, we drove down to Key West. So we stopped in Fort Lauderdale, watched Beetlejuice, the musical, on tour, and then we continued on to Key West for a week. So I was like, I have all this knitting time. Yay. I'm going to bring this project. So I started this project. It is called the Berry cardigan, and this is up to where you now have to make the sleeves. So it's kind of a fun little lacy.
Oh, I think it's adorable. It's beautiful.
It's coming along. I started before I left, and I had added mohair on the bottom, but it was too spiderwebby across the lace. So
oh yeah, you can feel the difference. This is good though because it's going to give it weight,
and it's going to keep it from stretching a little bit.
Yep. But then you don't want it going up because then this is such a beautiful weight.
So yeah, so this is Ba yarn. It is the Sonoma weight. Okay, so it's a DK, and it's really nice to work with. It's a larger needle than the yarn calls for because with this laciness, you want to have it to be a little bigger.
What size?
These are 10s.
No way.
Yeah, these are 10s on this.
It doesn't show.
Yeah, these are 10s.
And what does the ba yarn call
Ba's
for?
usually I think like 5 or 6. I'll have to check.
That's a little heavier. You might go 7/8.
7/8, maybe. Yeah, maybe 7/8. So, because I think, I'll have to pull it. But yeah. So here I am. You know, my husband wants to chat the whole time, and I'm like 190 something stitches, and every single one of them is different. You're like 3 of this, and you pull together yarn over.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that one in the car.
The back, and a little, and so then he'd be like, hey, blah 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 blah, and I'd be like 78, 3, knit 3 in the back. He's like, you're so much fun. I'm like, shush, got it. So
I pulled down the glove compartment and set my knit companion on my iPad on it. It works perfect.
So you know what? I imagine it would. My husband probably would pull the car over and make me get out because it's gonna break, Tracy. You're gonna break it. So that would be like, get out, just get out.
No.
So
Gordon would. Nah.
Well, and then we're driving, and he'd be like, look over there, there's this. Look over there, Tracy, there's this. And now he's just poking the bear. I'm like, yeah. So anytime there's a mistake, I can tell you where I was because he was robbing me of my will to live. To make me laugh.
Mistake number 1.
Yeah, literally, like if you look, I mean, of course, you always see your own mistakes, right? But so if you look, I can go, here's where we're going over bridges. It's like, look over there, it's a narwhal. I'm like, oh my God. So you can't imagine the number of times I had to start at the, count where I was to figure out oh my goodness. So
yeah, Gordon just. Yeah, that's because when we drive, we're usually going through West Virginia.
Right.
Oh, it's like, just keep your eyes on the road.
Right.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Pay no attention to me.
And I finished this.
It looks so good. It looks
finished Dagna. I'll let
so
her.
good. So look at this.
Perfect fit. Perfect fit.
So look at the color work on this. Now, did you steeked this? I mean, steek this one, right?
Yep.
Yep. So you steek this one, but
I forgot to
look at this.
To block it first and then steek it. I just steeked it and then blocked it.
And any
challenges?
challenges?
Difference.
No difference. Okay, well that's good to know.
So it was bathed, beaten, and blocked.
So there it is. And then she put her Judy pop of Judiness in here, the ribbon.
I'm telling you, Renaissance ribbons. If you have not gone to that site, you have to.
So cute. And now look at this shawl pin she put in it. Isn't it so cute?
I found that on Etsy, and I forgot to bring the lady's card today.
It is
but I've
so
never
cute.
had such an exquisitely packed little thing in my entire life.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, it came and it was wrapped in bubble wrap, and then you open it up and it was wrapped in tissue with a tie of the bow, and you opened it up and it was then that was slid into plastic with another tie of ribbon around it. It was just the sweetest wrapped thing.
So it's a lot like mine when I have a pink bag and I go,
You know, I saw you scream.
in this bag.
You do that like I pack, so you know, yeah.
I can get one more yarn in here and get it. Yeah. So we've had all kinds of new fun things come in the shop, which is why I now have like cast-on-itis, right? Cast-on-itis. I've got that. So I'm like,
I do too.
Last night, literally, I'm exhausted. I went up since 4 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't shut my brain off. And I'm like, just one more row of Ravelry, just one more page, just one more page. I just want one more page. And now I now have 760,000 things in queue.
Do you have more than me?
No.
I have, how many pages are in your queue? I have 83 pages.
I think I'm in the teens at this point. 83 pages of queue.
Gretchen will start going through,
Yeah.
and she'll go, you have 3 pages of mittens. I go, yeah, that was my mitten phase. And she'll go, you have 8 pages of socks. Yeah, that was my sock fades. Well, if I see it, I put it in there.
Well, and
I don't know why. I could not tell you what's on page 42.
Oh God, no. But this page, well, no, mine is so bad because I'm so ADHD, and I'm like, all right, I am going to find a cowl. All right, I have this new yarn, so let's talk about some of this new yarn. So I got Urth yarns in, and the owner actually was the one to come in and see me, and he was wonderful. And I was so excited to team up with him because what they're doing in Turkey and really supporting women that live there. So what they do is everything is he's from Turkey, but he lives here and he's been here since college, and you know, he's got a wife that's here and they live in Florida. He's just wonderful, but his family is in Turkey and they have this factory there, and what they do is they hire women that are in the area, and a lot of them have just come from all these other countries because everyone knows, you know, kind of the catastrophe that's going on everywhere over there. And he hires these women to knit. And so what they do is every time you put an order for a line, they send you a sample. And so you can pick your sample out, and then I picked out the colors that I wanted, and they make it for you. So this is what they do. They hire these women that need to work to create these beautiful things. I'm like, yeah.
And the yarn's beautiful.
The yarn is just gorgeous. So the first yarn that I want to play with here, so this one is called Unique, Uneek. And this is Urth. It's Urth, not Earth. So Urth yarn. I went with fingering weight only because I have a lot of the others, and I was like, well, you should just bolt. And we have a really big sock community here, really big socks. So we kind of went through and picked this out. So look at these fun, bright colors. All right, this one.
I think I have to do something with that one.
Isn't this one so much fun?
What.
This is number 86.
What that would be pretty in? The papillon or the butterfly.
That's what they have it in.
But you know what? I wouldn't do the shawl. I would do the cowl.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that one's called Harmony.
Because I started the butterfly shawl, and I just didn't get back to it. It was going okay, but I was trying to do with lots of different colors, and so it was like getting tedious.
Well, you're the artsy.
Well, then
I want somebody to go, here, these 3 colors look amazing.
But I would like to do this with maybe a deep royal blue, or I don't know.
So I think purple would be too much.
Purple would be too much. Maybe a black, because you only use the black in between. That would really make a butterfly pop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, because you know I don't have enough.
Well, that's fine. You only have.
I know, because I noticed my needle book is kind of full, so obviously I don't have enough projects on.
That is rude.
But I just got all that stuff for that shawl the other day.
So, and I noticed that I am completely out of size 5 circulars and all these others at home. I'm like, I don't have any of these.
See, that's why I come in and take stuff down.
That's right. I know a girl. It's me. I just go into the shop and go, oh God, I got to order more of these. So anyway, here's another one. This one is reds and grays. This is actually the one that I'm going to have made up into I think it was a shawl. And this one, I love my God, I just love
subtle.
it. It's so very, very calm and neutral.
This would be so pretty with something like a tan, and do something with a lot of texture.
Yeah. Yeah, that
because I think of a river bend when I look at that.
Oh yeah,
that's bed.
Yeah,
bed.
River bed.
Bed.
A bend with a bed. A bend with a bed. Anyway, that would be a bad bed to sleep in with a bend. Anyway, so here's something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, I got those, and they're self-striping too with those. A lot of people do use their yarns for socks, and so they're a lot of fun. So this is a newish line. It's completely new to me. This one they call 16, and the reason they call it 16 is because of the merino, the super ultra fine merino that they use, and it is so soft. You just have to come in, you just want to pat it because it's not weird. It's totally not weird to pat your yarn, right?
It feels so good.
It's so nice. So what I did was...
it has some oomph to it. It's not, I don't want to say limp.
No.
Sometimes when it's really, really soft, it can be really, really limpy.
Well, yeah, and then it gets like saggy when you're knitting with it.
This has good... what do I call it? Composition to it.
It does.
That's
it's
my word
really,
today.
really nice. And these are machine washable. So, because we of course always get people that want to make stuff, and a lot of fine yarns you can't machine wash, or you definitely shouldn't machine wash them. These you can. So what I did was he had these cards, and it was just a few wrapped things of the yarn, and I just went, I want that card. So that's what I bought, was that card. So I have all these different gradients in the same family. So now that's another...
Gray is a great color to soften a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, blot out. It doesn't, but, sometimes you get going with a lot of color, and gray is kind of like the calm.
Right.
That
just kind of a little hit of Xanax there in your work. So then we got, so I don't know, I want to find something. So so I started on my thing. I'm like, all right, I want to go into Ravelry, and I'm like, all right, a cowl, because I can make a cowl and get it done for the shop, and it's not a giant commitment like a shawl. But then I get in there and I'm like, all right, what's hot now? Like, you can pick the flame up top.
Yep.
And so I'm like, ooh. So then, because I'm so ADHD, I'm like, ooh, this would be a good class. Click. Ooh, what about this?
I know.
Click. And then I go down
to me, look at this, and I do the same thing.
Right.
Look at this one.
Oh my God. So then I'm down this rabbit hole, and now I've gotten into, I don't know how I've gotten into, there's a man, bless his heart, that creates things with holes.
Oh God. I know you're talking about with the Lord Fauntleroy haircut.
There's a lot of holes and nipples, and it makes me uncomfortable. But
he lives in Tampa, and they say he's a sweetheart.
I'm sure he's lovely.
You know what? He likes to poke fun at himself, and I love it. I love him.
I got in this rabbit hole at like midnight of looking at like holy things with nipples.
Us,
and bless you, really, come hang out. We're all about it. But I just was like, what am I looking at?
Sometimes you come across these things and you go, oh.
Yeah.
And then you come across, there's a designer on there, Benjamin Matthews. Benjamin, I hope you're listening.
I hope you're listening, Benjamin.
I don't really look at his projects as much as I look at him modeling them.
Oh, is he handsome? Oh, okay. Okay, well.
Kind of a rugged, brawny guy kind of way.
Do you ever see that guy? And this is complete. Here, tangent, ADHD. There is a guy on Instagram. Well, I've seen him on Instagram. He's also on TikTok, where he's very, very, very handsome. Too many tattoos for my personal liking, but I can see very, very, and he just cuts wood. He just, he has an axe, and he just cutting
I could watch Benjamin Matthew knit. He could do a TikTok of him just knitting, and I would watch it.
This is what it is. I'm like, I seriously watched this guy cut up wood. Like, what is wrong with me? Go back to do something important with your life. My God. But not him. Me, I'm talking. But, yeah. So I got down the rabbit hole. But so I found 7,000 projects that now I have to do. So if you could just find a way to create at least 30, 40 more hours in a day, I mean, I could do them. Or I could find the time for that. Yeah. So Judy, God love her heart and soul. Oh, anyway, I hit Millefiori, got some more of this in. This is a fall color, but I have it now.
That fall color.
So much fun. It sold out. I had it. I didn't even think I had it for a full week. So I got this. This is Circulo, which is based out of Brazil. And it's called sugarcane because it is actually made of sugarcane. And it is very silky. It almost feels like tencel.
Yep. It looked good with that, Mary.
So, yeah, so these...
How do you say that? Millefiori?
Millefiori, yeah. Little Italian Millefiori.
Yeah.
So
she comes, she has all these beautiful accents, and I've got the Midwest twang.
Well, I'm a language professor, so...
they make it in a creek.
Down by the creek over there.
Hanging on the bushes to dry. Because I got that Midwest twang.
But these are kind of fun together too. So and it's hard on the camera. I know I did a thing on Facebook about it's hard on the camera because my camera shows it in this color, but when you're in real life, it looks different. It looks better. I don't know. So that's why you got to go in person.
It's the same way when I send you a picture of something I've done, and I can tell by the silence. It really doesn't look like that.
Well, also sometimes I don't see my phone. So and your phone apparently blocks me now. You don't get any notifications that I text you. So
I don't know why, because I get it from everybody else.
I think it's because we text too much. Your phone's over
Maybe.
it. Your phone is over it. So we have this super fun, and I've got to order some more colors. And Judy, God love her again, made this fun little quick sample cowl.
That took me literally maybe 4 hours.
So it is this fun. It's from Universal Yarn. It's called Bamboo Bloom Hand Paints, and I have a couple in stock because the other ones went very, very quickly.
And all you do is you cast with this particular pattern. You cast on 110. Mm-hmm. And then every time you come, and I don't know whether they meant to purl when you had it in your hand, but I purled when I came across it and it had already been knitted. So some of it's knitted, but then when I come to it again, you purl it wherever the fat stuff is.
Okay.
You purl. And it was very, very quick.
Yeah.
It didn't take long to do.
And it's just a really funky kind of pop of colors. So this is a really cute way to kind of show, you know, your
It'd be a
personality.
fast gift for a teenager or something.
Definitely. It's, you know, it's, I think if you wrapped it twice, it would be warm-ish, but because of the
And it was
nature
weird because they show it
of
really
it.
a lot longer, and I actually went up half a size because I say do it on size 10, and I did 10 and a half.
Is this a full skein?
Nah, I had a little bit left.
Okay, so you only need one skein.
Oh, I
now.
know why. Well, you only need one skein.
Oh, okay.
I stopped at 30 rows, and they said do 36, and it was just getting too.
You're over it.
But see, here I'm so into Barbie right now. I watched that trailer, and I
Can't wait
cracked
to
up.
see it.
Have you seen the trailer?
Can't wait to
when
see
she
it.
talks about my heel touched the floor,
Right,
and that girl
everyone
goes,
goes,
and I just died laughing. So I'm into the Barbie crap right now, like this. Look at
Yeah,
that, Barbie
yeah.
colors.
Well, we'll definitely. There's some we've been sending each other things. I'm like, oh, this would be a fun little Barbie thing because you know, of course, we're all going to be into Barbie. I don't carry super bright. I have a few super bright pinks, but it doesn't super sell, so I don't
No,
carry a ton
it
of it.
doesn't.
But if you want something, I can always order it. I work with, so many companies that I'll be happy to order you some
Well,
stuff.
we need to do something on the premiere, just the premiere day. Buy something pink and
yeah, get a discount or
get a
you know,
discount
something
or,
free, or Judy will,
I'll give you something.
she,
I don't know.
you know what? We'll do flaming baton twirling.
Oh, I don't know. It's too hot.
Oh yeah, never mind.
My motto this week, I saw it, is the two things to remember, because it's been like
1,000 million
index is at
degrees.
114 down here.
Yeah.
And it says two things to remember in this heat. One, stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Two, watch how you talk to me.
That's safe. That's
Yep.
much. That's
Yep.
how it is to
Watch
remain
how
safe.
you talk to me in this heat.
Good call. So a couple more things with unique socks. We got they're so much fun.
Those are Barbie socks.
So these are Barbie socks. They're actually just called
Barbie.
pink. so these are pink, and they are self-striping through Urth yarns. These are unique socks, and these are enough. Each kit makes 2 like knee-length socks, and they're self-striping, and they come with the pattern. So you just have to go in, and there's a QR code that you download, and it takes you right to their site. And actually, all of their patterns, I believe, don't hold me and my feet to the fire, but I believe a majority of their patterns on their site for Urth yarns are free. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, so they have
I
some
haven't
really.
been on to look.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of really fun. It's a lot of color. It's a lot of good. And I love this colorway here.
I do too. That's really
It's a
pretty.
little more like, calm. We're into calm today because we're a little bit hot, so it's easier
We're
to be
not.
calm.
We're doing the South. We're
Yeah.
not moving anymore.
We're not.
We have to.
We just-
Being a teacher and living up north, my summers were jam packed.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
this done. Get this done.
Right.
Get this done before you have to go back to work. Before you have to start
Right,
doing the
right.
charts again.
Mhm.
And you moved down here, and I retired, and I thought I should panic in the summer.
Right.
And everybody's
It's too
like,
hot.
"Honey, what you moving for?
Right.
Fan yourself and sit on
Have
the
some sweet
porch."
tea.
Yeah, have some sweet tea. And it was like, it took me forever to get used to that. And now I'm lucky if I get dressed before 11.
Oh God. Yeah. No. I was like, okay, but I live on like, I gotta get through this. Once I get through this, then I gotta think about this. And I like in chunks of what I've got coming up. So the other day I sat down and I'm like, all right, Amazon Prime Day's coming up. So I'm going to order all the supplies for school. So I'm like, notebooks, blah, 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 blah. So I got that all ready to go. I have my kids already looking at lunch boxes. They're like, Mom, it's the beginning of July. I'm like, you just hush over there.
I always felt like once July 4th hit, my summer was half over.
Well,
And I
yeah.
started thinking about, but people would run into me, parents and stuff, and they go, so when do you go back to school in the summer? And I went, I don't know. When I get that letter that says, don't forget to show up tomorrow for teachers' meetings, that's when I go back to school. Otherwise, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Right. I know. Well, I'm already like, I can't believe we're a month in here. And I feel like I just blinked. And we're already a month in.
I know, this summer is going fast.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So anyway, those are some of the upcoming fall colors. Now, I had got this in. This is Medina. It is a really kind of fun yarn to play with here by Barocca. I know everything's backwards. I'm sorry, but here's the colorways. It's a nice, fun, summery. It's kind of got some warmth to it. This one's cotton, and it's got some acrylic and viscose in it. Is machine washable. So
Perfect for a summer tea.
Yep, it's got that lighter feel to it. So, and I'm going to save Judy's beauties, because every time I put them online, I show them on the show, they're gone. I can't even have them in the shop.
I was getting desperate for names this time around.
And we were away.
I was in the mood.
We
I
were
was hot,
away.
and I went, okay, that's what that's going to be.
So I'm going to show those in a few minutes. But so I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, we've got Judy's summer knit along. I haven't committed to mine yet because I feel like I want my, I don't know, I have a couple different things I want to play with. So my knit along, I'm not sure yet. So she has been working on, it is out of this Rowan magazine, okay? So this Rowing magazine is their summer one. It is magazine number 73. Magazine number 73.
Has so many.
Did you say 38?
38.
38.
So many good projects in it.
So it has a ton.
I want to do them all. I want to do that hoodie.
So this one is Sea Stars, okay? So here it is. This is Judy's summer knit along. And because Judy is Judy, she changed every bit of the coloring. And I absolutely love the one that she's chosen. So she's been working on this Saturdays here at the shop. So if you are working on it or want to come do a sweater knit along, we got people that are doing it. So I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So the fishies, the colors, and she's also going to, what are you making with the orangey color?
The Sea Star.
Oh, you're making the starfish or whatever they call them nowadays?
Yeah.
When did we stop calling them starfishes? That's what I want to know. Like, what happened?
Looking like fish.
So that's what she's going to do in the orange. Never look like fish.
You know, these really don't look like fish. Why do we call them? Could you see me being a scientist?
This doesn't look fish.
This doesn't look like fish.
It was like when you're drinking. We're just drinking, and this is not a fish. We gotta call it something else. So, yeah, no, I would definitely not be a good scientist. This is gross. What is this? My husband today, speaking of fish, they're doing the Betsy Ross reef out here near Charleston. Well, it's kind of like 100 miles out, not 100 miles. It's far. It's not that far, but it's far from like between Charleston and Hilton Head. And they're dropping today an old subway car into the reef system.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there, because you know how they always try to create more. So that's
because our reefs are dying.
Yes,
they're being destroyed.
So they're going out there. They're taking the truck out there to go watch it. I'm like, that's cool.
That is cool.
So maybe he'll find a new species of something and come up with a better name. I don't know what this thing is.
Remember, the name of our podcast is Irreverent.
Irreverent Knits. We wonder why.
Yeah, we don't like that it's called.
Here is the orange-ish that I love. It's a nice tangerine because orange to me can be super harsh. Oh, it's beautiful.
And this Summer Light denim Rowan is fabulous.
So
it's not
beautiful.
hot to knit with.
No.
It moves very nicely. I thought I'd start trying it with this, but I think I'm just going to practice with the I bought a new toy.
I know. I want to see how that thing is going to work. This is 100% cotton as well. So sometimes cotton can be really heavy.
But this
and
is
it's not. So
this is like perfect for down here.
Yeah.
I could wear this now if it was done.
Yep.
Like
you could wear it like a top just across your boobs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a bandana. What do they call bandos?
Bandos.
You know when they just go.
Yes. A boob donut. A boob donut. But yes, this one's called Summer Light DK.
Restaurants, they're so hot.
Oh.
So cold, I mean, in there.
Yeah.
This would be perfect.
Well, and so you're going to be steeking it. So how do they have you set up your steeking?
Well, it doesn't. Because in there, it's in pieces.
Because she's Judy. And it's
no,
like, I'm not doing
it's
it
because, like hell, I'm going to purl color work on 2 sleeves, 2 fronts, and a back.
Yeah,
That's 5 pieces.
That's a lot of purling.
So, this is what I did. I've been working on it, and I've got it 38, page 38.
Page 38 for the picture. Yeah, I was gonna
talk about it.
Oh, I was gonna get the pattern up.
So,
all right, I'll put this up.
What I'm gonna do is there's a right at the top. I'm gonna do it like I did Dagna. I'm going to do when I get to the top. Because if you look at that, doesn't it look like the armpit is down really low?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't look right. I don't think it fits her right. So what
because her armpit's probably up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So right here is the white. There's a line of 1 row of white right there. So I'm going to stop before I do that white, do my sleeves, and then when I put it on, I have that white to work with all the way around before I start the color work.
Okay.
To set up the sleeves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I can play how far down I want my sleeves to go to match up. Because if you look at this very carefully, it's not sewn real well. I mean, I don't want my crab to look like that.
Well, this is
fine.
with
My
our
fingers in the
with our science.
See, it's half a crab.
I can't even.
It's a squished crab.
Someday will be a grown-up show, and maybe we'll have a producer that will be like, zoom in right over there.
Yep. So, that's what I'm going to do. Also, the fact that, and this is why when you take a class with me, I make it so much easier for you. 78. Oops, that was not the best. Because if you look at the, say I have them marked in mine. Hold on. If you look at the chart, it's just a nightmare. Here it is. It's coming up. Any moment now. I did. Well.
That's the chart?
No,
that's the kid one.
Yeah. There's the chart.
Woo!
So, yeah, and then it shows you where you start and where you end for each size.
Yeah.
And I'm like, And so, like Tony says, well, I had my husband blow up the whole chart. And so, again, because she wasn't thinking with me, I said, actually...
Isn't this just repeats of this?
Yes, it's just an 18-stitch repeat.
Right.
So I took this much...
And blew that up.
And blew it up. In fact, I have it with me,
Ooh.
I think. Do I? Yeah. I can show you exactly what I did. So that's why I'm steeking it. I just set up the 9 stitches in between the beginning and the end to make it fit. So this is what I did. I just blew up that section.
Well, that's smart. That there's some smarts, girl.
Because then that way, it's very easy to follow along.
Yeah.
I'm on row 43.
Well, that's with this one too, and so I've never done this before, but I don't know, I'm with you, and I feel like, I'll figure it out. Like Judy's always like, we'll figure it out. So this will be the first time that I've knit bottom-up sweaters before, but this one now, to keep the pattern going, it's a cardigan, excuse me. But so then I have to do the sleeves, and then I join all of it, and then I do the cowl. I mean, what do you call it?
The yoke.
The yoke.
Yeah, it's not that hard. But I had to stop and think too, because wait a minute, my numbers are, because I'm not going to decrease.
Right.
For a shape, I'm just putting it on all around. But that's how I did the Islington. That's how I did this, and it really
Dagna,
is
that
Dagna,
Yep.
And the Islington one. You just put all of this on a. If you can see right here, you put all of it on a.
Circular?
No, you put it on hold.
Oh, okay.
And then you knit your sleeves.
Yep.
And then you start again, and you pick up the sleeve, and you put it on. And same thing all the way around. Put your sleeve on, and there it is.
What length cord do you have? Like 7,000 feet?
No, it really wasn't that bad.
No?
No. I mean, it was a little tight, but I knew what was. And then I did do the shaping in the back.
So you added your own German short rows?
Mm-hmm. See how it's a little different from here at the front? See how it's right up against the ribbing?
Yeah, but even with your color work you did?
Yeah, because I did in the back. See how it doesn't... See these rows right here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't look bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. It looks great.
So I did the shaping. And
this is why she teaches my hard end classes.
Because shaping makes it fit better on me, at least,
So, yeah. No,
I'm not built like SpongeBob. Not at all. I'm just not. It doesn't work for me.
Hey, it works for the sponge, though. So, good for him. So yeah. So we'll figure out, figure out how to do this. Because usually I just go, and we just...
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
So that's what I'm doing, and because I did not want to purl. So you can see there's where my I have 9 stitches.
Yeah.
In between, and in the middle is where the beginning and the end of the rounds are.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you've got 2 colors, you just knit checkerboard so you can see it. And that's what I did with Dagna, and Dagna had cotton in it. And it wasn't bad, but what I did was I couldn't felt it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I did do, you might be able to see it down here. Yep, you can see where I stitched it with another color thread. So I stitched it up.
Yeah, hey, take your magnifying glass out. You can see
well,
it.
then I stitched it up, and it was still really, really loose. It would have, undone. So once I got that down, I did clip a lot of raw ends along there. But it came out good.
It looks amazing.
It gave it a lot of stability. And like I said, RenaissanceRibbons.com. I love those babies.
That's fun.
They are so much fun. That comes right away. It's packaged nice. And then they give you 5 million chances to write a review. And every time they do, they give you a discount coupon. But you're supposed to use it in like 6 days, and I don't have anything to buy in 6 days time. But they have some kits on there for bags.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
just adorable.
Oh, those are fun. We'll have to look at
And they
those.
sell fabric too.
Oh, see, that's fun. Fabric's not my thing, but I can understand people loving it. So, we've been working with people. What we, a lot of what we do here at the shop is when people are struggling, they want to start a new project, they have a question. I'm the queen of like, you get a mistake and I get handed a mistake and okay, let me think. That's my brain loves it. So
she is really good at figuring out mistakes.
Thank you.
Me, I've got to read the pattern 5 times and then go, oh, this is what you did.
And I'm like, let's fix it.
She just looks at it and she goes, oh, I can see what you did. And I went like, really?
So we do that a lot here, and people come in and you get to a point, we've all been there, where you're going, oh my God, I've screwed this up and I don't want to frog it. I've now spent 7,000 hours and the idea of frogging this makes me cry. So we try to fix it first. That's always a good option. A lot of times what I'm finding, and tell me if you've seen otherwise too, is people are working with these really fun yarns and they're not ready for how the yarns are made. Meaning, sometimes yarn is really splitty. And if you are a newer knitter, that can really throw your count off. So if you take a yarn, I've just got this in front of me, is the only reason I'm even pulling this. So see how these yarns, the different ply, right? The different ply, this has got 3, as you can see from the 3 different pieces. If you're taking a yarn, which may be fun and fabulous and fluffy and soft, but it's going to be challenging because it's going to almost look like you've got 3 distinct stitches on your needles. So if you are a newer knitter, you might want to think about a yarn that's going to give you confidence in your stitches, as opposed to, well, now I have 700. my piece went from this.
I cast on 32 and now I have 56.
How did that even happen? So could be a yarn over, but maybe you've just now made 1 strand of yarn into 3. So yeah, there's some really good yarns, and I have to say, this yarn here, and I just pulled the one right behind me. We have so many colors. This is Barocco's Vintage.
It's like a candy store when you walk in and you see all the colors.
It's so much fun. And why do I have so many colors of this? Because this is just a great, solid yarn.
It's a workhorse.
It is a workhorse. This is worsted weight. Okay, they have other weights of it, and I even have this cute little baby yarn. But they've got 7,000 colors. I think I've had like 1,300, but just kidding, not quite that many. But and it's a really good price point. Okay, so it's for here it's $11, and you're getting 218 yards of worsted weight yarn. It's not super splitty. You can frog the heck out of it. It pills a little bit, but after you've worn the thing a bunch, like things do.
I have a sweater I made. Let's see. Mallory was pregnant with Hunter, so like 8 years ago, and I made that blue sands, and I've used all these different colors in it, and it still holds up. It's one of my favorite winter ones. And if you're new to knitting or new to sweater making, do it out of Barocco, because it just works nice. It knits nice. Yep. If you have to rip out, it holds up, and you're not totally constantly frustrated with that yarn.
Exactly.
It's just
exactly, and
it's great. It's what I'm doing my stern knockers out of.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff out of this, just because I have a whole quilt that I've been doing here. It's all cables.
Has good
it's
drape.
Nora's vintage Afghan. It's got good drape, and like I said, it's just a good, solid workhorse yarn. So start with that. Especially sweaters are weird, okay? And I know I've said it, and we've said it. So many people have come in and been like, I followed the instructions exactly, and the sweater doesn't fit. And that's frustrating, especially when you've spent, if you spent some high-end yarn. I mean, God, you can go hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a sweater for all that.
Well, and yeah, exactly. And some people come in, they go, oh, I want to do this sweater. I've never knitted a sweater before, and they're picking lace weight.
Yeah, you're like,
or
oh God,
fingering, and it's like,
or mohair.
Something that you can really. It's like when you're teaching somebody to knit,
right?
Size 6,
right?
Anywhere 6, 7, or 8, because they've got
7s. Those are my needles.
It's like being in kindergarten and have the fat crayons.
Right.
That's what you want,
right?
Because you can control it better, and it works. And I forget where I was going with this. But
give yourself some success. Like start off with a sweater that doesn't have a lot of stuff like this in it. Okay, this is like it's hard, constant thinking work. This isn't at the TV like la, 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 la. This is I've got to. Okay.
Hang up.
Sorry.
And my baby, love you.
And so we love you, but hang up the phone. So you can't. There's nothing you need right now. But anyway, so when you're starting a new project, if you're starting a sweater, I mean, I think that it's best to learn how to make the sweater fit you. And even Judy, who's been knitting all these gorgeous sweaters, figured out recently that really German short rows work best for her because you made something
shaping.
that you.
Well, not only Flaming June, but I think I'm just going to throw that in the dryer and see what happens. But my Surrey from Kalevala, it fits okay, but it would have fit so much better if I had done the shaping.
Right.
So I know I need to do the shaping.
Right.
And I just...
And that's
this doesn't have shaping on it, but I'm going to do it.
Well, and you know, a cardigan maybe doesn't need, but again, especially if it's a, you know, kind of over the head raglan style sweater or whatever.
Even with cardigan, because otherwise it goes down on your back, and
Right.
instead you have to keep pulling it up and pulling it up. And so I did with with the Dagna, it worked perfect.
Right.
And it's a perfect fit, and because I put the shaping, so I know to shape, and I know I'm going to add shaping on this, and it's just things you have to play with, size.
Yeah. And again, measurements. So I keep saying this all the time. The pattern is a guide. It's really showing you your stitches, your stitch count, but your size. I mean, you know, my waist and my boobs are 2 different sizes.
You're not Barbie.
I am not Barbie, damn it. Damn it. But
Well, and you got to read the pattern, because sometimes it'll say bust circumference, but then look and see if it gives you finished bust circumference.
Right, because
if there's
sometimes-
ease
yeah,
built into
right.
it, it's going to be a different size.
Right.
So then you can kind of tell more and use anything you can. The lady that came in the other day from Spring Island, she was great. She could figure out, she was a math major, so she's like,
That helps.
probably that'll be about 4 inches, and it'll be about a size 27, and I'm doing the knit app, and I went,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it is. She's
Yeah.
like,
I was just testing your
can you
math.
just come and live here
Right.
and do
Just
all
need a
our
little-
gauges for us?
speed dial. Do they have that anymore? Because I need that. So pick a project that works with, you know, kind of getting down the basics of your, and then pick a yarn that's not super and tedious. Then once you feel confident in that skill, take something. So what I did was, when I was trying to figure out all the cables, because I couldn't get the cables on a project that because the pattern was wrong. I just took scrap yarn, and then that way I'm not frogging, you know, and especially when you're casting on 7 billion stitches, and you've done all of your
cast on 400 and
oh my God, I'm gonna cast on until I die. And I like Judy's knitted cast on, and then when you come back, you knit through the back loop. I love that cast on, but when you're doing it for 200 stitches, it takes a long time. Yeah, look how pretty this is at the bottom.
Right here,
So pretty.
I can't see it.
So I did that, but then once you put all of your edging in, right? So you got your knit 2, purl 2, even though it's supposed to be knit 1, purl 1, and I hate that, so I just changed it. But then, you know, it takes time. I don't want to have to then frog it and start all that over again.
Well, that's what was bad with this one, because to do knit 2, purl 2 would not make that look nice.
No.
So I had to do, but that wasn't too bad, because the pearl was in this hand and I could do this.
Well, and I just think that's my favorite part of the sweater so far. I mean, all of it's gorgeous, but I love that. Absolutely love that. So, and again, so pick something if you've got some waste yarn that you can just kind of play with to figure out your pattern before you now are putting it on to your actual project. So this one this is super cute. Judy just did this one for the shop. We've got these kits. I've got to order some more because I think you sold them all.
I sold them all.
Judy sold all out of them, but we're going to get some more in. They're little holiday stockings. There's
enough yarn to do 2 of them, and they're 2 different ones.
2 different patterns.
And I learned something on that one, that you got to, because they've got nice little color chart on the you know, the colors. The colors don't match up.
What?
Oh no. Because what they had as this color was really light blue. So you have to look at the picture. Go by the picture. Don't go by because I screwed that up there because I had that as green, and it wasn't. It was this.
Oh.
But when I looked at the picture, I went, that's okay. I'm staying at green.
Oh.
But
well, I think it looks good, so.
Weird construction, but different, and it was all right.
What is this heel? I think it's weird.
It's the same as the toe.
Oh.
I know you do. It's called an afterthought, and you put them on. And it was. I didn't even like the way they did the afterthought because it took me a while to figure out how to take them off the stitches. But then, I thought maybe I did something wrong there. And then you do it the way you did the toe, which was, you know, every 10 stitches, knit two together every
The
time.
decrease,
Yeah. And,
It's like the top of a hat.
yeah, and he did the same thing on which was, it's a Christmas stocking.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wearing it, so it's not like it's going to be awkward in your... I'm just thinking...
It's so
having that on my
different
heel.
from the heron, the blue heron.
Oh,
stocking.
yeah, that's
have
over
no
there
idea
somewhere.
what
It's
it
over
is.
there for in my pile of fun. So,
My clothes, I go through and try
yeah,
to
when
find.
Judy comes in naked and she finds her outfits. So, so we have these here, and we also are going to have some little cute Christmas things, but I don't want to make those yet because I have 7,000
Well,
other
like
things
I
I
said,
want to make.
I was digging through my pile next to my
cute.
chair, and I went, oh, I told her I'd make a sample of that.
I
Yes,
gotta
I'm
order
gonna
some
do
more
it.
of these.
So I did that. That's what I worked on when I worked for you last week.
We are going to have Christmas in July. So we have Judy's stocking coming up, and let me grab that. As a class, you can come in and you can pick out whatever colors work for you. But because we live in the low country, Judy made this beautiful, beautiful blue heron stocking.
It is not hard. The hardest thing was remembering how to change instead of working in the round, your beginning and your end, you had to move it around to make the heel. So, because the first time I did it, I was like,
I think you had it backwards, like the thing was up here.
Well, no, I had it so that it would have been like a regular sock.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, okay, so I stopped, took it out, and did a perfect heel, and I had it on the wrong side. So, I did 3 of them, but that's okay.
So we have this class coming up, and then we're going to have a couple other things where we'll have some sales, Christmas in July to get you started. So that way you've got a little bit of time, or at least, some projects in mind.
Fun, fast.
For the holidays. So we're going to do that, I think, 2 weeks. So I will put that information out. You can always check out my Facebook page or Instagram or Nextdoor.
So it'll be Christmas at the end of July.
Yes, Christmas. It's still in July, technically. So Christmas in July.
With 2 days left.
I know. So we have a couple of things that we want to work on. So I kind of had this epiphany last night. I like hats. I don't like double-pointed needles. I use Judy's way where you use 2 circular needles. That seems to work better for me. But I always screw up the point at the top. They must make hats where you do it from the top down, right?
How?
I don't know. What, can't you
have
just
to be
add?
Well, yeah, you'd be increasing. Then you have to make sure you increase in the exact same spot every time, which is really hard. If you put markers in and follow... I don't have problems with them.
Mine never star the right way. They just don't look as pretty, and I don't like that. I feel like I've given you this crap
we need
hat.
to do a hat together then.
Okay. All right. Well, I love doing projects with Judy. Love it when we do the same thing. And it's, it's interesting to see like how our knitting, that's how I discovered I'm a really tight knitter. And I thought my knitting was normal, and it's not. I apparently carry a lot of tension.
Oh, yeah, when
Who
we
knew?
do swatches, we're totally
Completely. Ours are very, 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 very different. But so here's my problem. All right. I don't want to call it a problem. Here's where knitting with Judy is knitting with Judy.
irreverent.
It's irreverent. So I'm like, she's like, okay, well, hey, I'm going to do this for the blah, blah, blah. And so she gets ahead of me. I want to say it's not only because she's a faster knitter, but, she has a little more time,
I don't clean.
She doesn't clean, and, her children are a couple years older than me.
I have no children. Well, I do, but they're in their 30s, so
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
older.
have to.
They're a little bit older, so she's not dealing with, the daily drama like I am right now. Anyway, so she'll be ahead of where I am, and then I'm like, oh my God, all right, no, I love that. How did you do that? I don't know. I just did it. Well, what do you mean
I've
you don't?
gotten better. Because of that.
I don't know. I just did it.
On Amazon, I bought Eat, Knit, Sleep. And look, in here,
You're
put...
keeping notes.
I am. And so there you put your patterns.
Okay. You're a big girl now.
Right, shut up.
Aw.
Let's see what
This
I wrote.
belongs to the queen.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me show you. I'll show you all my notes from Dagna. I found this on, like a Dagna. I had tons of
Okay.
notes.
There you go. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Because I go, yeah, no, why is mine not doing that? Oh, well, because I changed it. Well, what did you do? Well, I don't know. I just did something and it looks better. I'm like, I know it looks better. I want to copy it. I don't know. So
all my notes for Sea Star right there.
Okay.
Including what, yeah, I did. I ordered this one. I got it. Now, if I could just get organized so when we do the calendar and then I come in, I go, oh, I have a class today?
Yeah, remember, it's here, it's
I write
posted
on-
here, it's written on the board here,
So
we
then
talked
when
about
I die,
it.
we write it down, I get home, and I don't know what I wrote it on.
So yeah, we'll have to do a hat together because
I guess my middle name should not be Judy. It's easy. I'll show you how. It should be Judy. I fly by the seat of my pants.
Right, I'll just make my own shit. Well, we have Janet, who is one of my favorite people on earth, that comes in here and knits with us, and she's so darn funny. She's Janet. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I am not doing that, and so so she just makes her own stuff up too because she's not doing that. So. And then there's me going, okay, well,
no, I'm getting better at telling you how to.
You are, but I think now I just nag you enough that you know to
write it
down or go, oh, all right, just bring it over. I'm like, I send her 25 texts, and then she's like, just come over. I'm like, okay.
She's got that pass now to Sun City.
I
just gets right in.
Hey, I'm here, Judy.
And when I move,
Judy.
I won't have a gate, so you can just fly right in.
I'm here, Judy. I can see you, Judy. So
got to cover up that peephole again.
I know. So what I meant to say earlier too is with the splitty yarn, because again, ADHD tangent. So there are, and this is again another Judy thing that I have learned. So I do retain the stuff that she tells me sometimes. She may have to tell me 45 times, but it's in there.
Any raunchy joke I tell her, she remembers.
Oh, that's about, that's stuff that's important. I remember. So when you are knitting, okay, so Judy, I'm a very, very tight knitter, and Judy is, has gauge as her tension is probably what it's supposed to be, unlike mine. It's like Kevlar. That's when I knit Kevlar. And so she taught me early on that there are ways that if you are a tight knitter or you are a little bit looser in your knit, you should pull from your skein in different places. So I'm going to hand this over to you because this is what you taught me.
Well, I'm trying to think which way it goes.
So if I'm from the outside.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you're knitting from the outside, the ply is going counterclockwise. So it's tightening.
No, loosening. The inside, so the way you told me is if you're pulling from the inside, it makes it a little bit tighter because you're a looser knitter. And for me...
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, if you're going counterclockwise, it's early. It's okay. I had that terrible Special K for breakfast.
It's just throwing her whole life off at this point.
I love Special K, but this was like cardboard with a hint of cinnamon. I'd never tasted anything so bad in my entire life. Even Gordon goes, that's pretty bad.
And he was in the military.
I know. Yeah. So if you're knitting from the outside, taking the yarn from the outside, it's going counterclockwise, so it's loosening.
Yes.
That's good if you're a tight knitter.
For me, so I pull from the outside of the skein.
If you're pulling from the inside, that wind is going clockwise, so it's tightening. So if you're a loose, knit from the center. If you're a tight, knit from the outside. And it's not a big difference, but a little bit. Right. And remember I told you the difference with this? Because this is so tightly plied, being cotton, and they did that to give it the oomph, that when I was doing the...
Did you do a swatch?
Yeah. But I didn't pay any attention to it because I just did a small one.
Right.
But when I was doing the ribbing here, the blue, for some reason, I had pulled from the outside, and the white I had pulled from the inside, and the blue kept kinking so bad.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
And I'm like, but the white wasn't. What is wrong? And then I switched them, and I do them all from the center now, and it relaxes. It's not tightening or anything, or coming apart and kinking or anything.
Right.
So yeah, it was just made that big of a difference.
Yeah.
On it, and I'd never had that happen before.
Interesting.
So, but it may have been the makeup of the cotton in it too that was doing it.
Well, sometimes too, and I will wind. If you come in with a hank, like, and I'm gonna. But if you come in with a hank, buy something like this, I'll wind it into a cake like this for you. And sometimes they're just, I don't know what happened. I think it was a very mean sheep or something. By the time it made it to this, it's like all knotted, and I'm over there trying to oh my goodness.
That's why we thwack it.
That's why we thwack it. So, all right, since I've already shown you this, all right, I have one mermaid's tail. Here, look at, you can see the little Stellina sparkles.
Mermaid's tail or Art Walk? Art Walk I brought in last Saturday morning, and it went out.
She didn't even price it.
I brought it in at 10 o'clock, and by 10:30 it was gone.
Yeah, she didn't even have to try to put a price on it. So here is, I love this one. This one's Art Walk. This is Maggie Loves Yarn. This is fingering weight. This one is also fingering weight that I just showed you, Mermaid's Tail. And this one is so fun. She's called this Moss Creek. It's got a little
It's got some blues in it and some tans.
And this one is sport weight, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
because I wanted to try a new colorway. I'm going to try that again and get more blues in it, I think. But it's really pretty. It's just a spot.
And this one she made me laugh so hard with. I love it. It's fun. Purples and greens.
And I wasn't sure why. I was trying for a mauve, and even your daughter was trying to help me get the right color, and it just didn't work. And I got done, and I'm like, what's this look like? I mean, it's really pretty.
It is. It's really pretty.
So tell them the name I came up with.
Plastic grapes.
My mom had a set of plastic grapes on her kitchen table.
My meme did too.
Just like
yeah, my meme had them too, like a little fruit bowl with the fake fruit on one of her tables.
So that's plastic grapes.
And I love it. This one's definitely fun. This is definitely my younger daughter loves purple, so this would be one that she would absolutely love. So we have these in. If you want them, call me. They go quickly. So right now we're starting to really ramp up our tourist season here on Hilton Head. And so a lot of people come into the shop looking for souvenir yarn. And so these are great because not only are they locally hand dyed, but a lot of stuff that Judy makes is specific colors like Moss Creek and things like that to this area. Church of the Cross, still one of my favorites from this area.
I realized that we're out of raspberry lemonade too.
Oh, that one went again, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's something that you want to take home, or if you've coming up with speaking of holiday gifts, if you want to do something that is kind of focused on the Low Country, we have some other beautiful stitch markers by Simply Made by Liz, and they have all these shells and some really fun. We could definitely put together a Bluffton or Low Country themed gift basket for somebody like that. Yep, so that's what so if you guys have, as we were talking about earlier, if you have something that you would think would make a fun kind of pop with these, I'm thinking Killer Queen KAL. That's what I think I'm keep wanting to go.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We're looking at that going,
I just don't know what one. Now the problem is picking which the heck one I want to use, because there's about 10 of them that I want to use. Killer Queen KAL, I think I keep going back to that. So I think, I don't know, one of these, probably loud ones. Well, you're going to use this one for something, so I'll use probably this one.
the butterfly KAL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think I'm going to go with this one. So I need to find
6 skeins for another shawl.
Yeah.
The DeVault. Why do I pick out patterns that I can't pronounce the name?
I don't know.
It's like DeVault. Not fern.
We'll have to have some elocution lessons, language elocution. I had this one girl. Oh my, I loved her so much. She was so funny, but she was the whitest white girl speaking Spanish. Like el otro día yo estaba, and I'm like, oh God, okay, hold on, woo! And wrong tense, bad. He was imperfect instead of
I've got the Midwest and a little bit of the Appalachian too.
Yeah, she's a little bit of
the tip of the Appalachian. So we do get Creek and Pink and.
Yes, no, well, I had a mom who was a French teacher, and so she decided that we were not going to have Rhode Island accents because they can be a little bit jarring.
Oh yeah,
jarring.
And it's
do I want
not
this one?
Soda, pop.
Well, yeah, you had pop?
Pop.
See, we were, it was soda. We put ours
but
places
in the
Rhode
South,
Island.
it's Coke. Everything is Coke.
Yeah, no, we were
Even
soda.
if it's Pepsi, you still say Coke.
Yeah, no, and I don't like Pepsi, but that's a different story. Sorry,
call
Pepsi.
it pop.
Yeah,
Call it pop.
I think, I don't know.
I like that one too.
I don't know. Look, they're both so fun. But this is more me. I'm a little more subtle.
More blues.
I'm definitely blues and greens, and I like a little more subdued color. As Judy, what do you call yours? You like flash and trash, is what Judy says. The stuff she likes to make.
If I'm going to make it, by God, you're going to see it. You're going to see me coming down the street.
You're like, whoa, something in my eye.
Spend all
Holy
that
cow.
time on it. You are not going to pass me by.
Here she comes.
That's right.
Damn
Put
it.
your sunglasses on, baby.
So, and this other project, we did this last year. And in fact, someone here, I had a class on it, so someone started it. This one is called, I just blanked on the name.
Smooth Sailing.
Smooth Sailing. I was going to say, I just had it and it went away. So Smooth Sailing, so she's coming in today for some help. Because what you do is you make these triangles. If you didn't see our fun with that one.
We did it last summer.
Yeah, that was a knit-along last summer. You make these 2 triangles, which are almost like epaulettes on your shoulder. And then when you're starting each side, you connect them with an I cord. And in the beginning, it is weird because you just get this dangling triangle. a cord and then another dangling, and trying to figure out which side that they
not to twist
go.
them, and
And try to get it so it all joins.
Involved in this.
It all joins. And I-cord, I love the way an I-cord looks, but it is definitely takes a, because it's knit 3, go back.
Well, it's the fact that you've got to pick up stitches within the I-cord that can make it look really bad.
Well, and here, because if you pull up underneath it, I put this one on for her, but you've got to, you kind of try to keep it even too, because now you've got to pick up so many stitches to make it to the right size. But anyway, so I'm going to help her today, and I cord up this other side and get this side going. But that's why you support local yarn stores, people. That's why, because we are here and we believe in the craft. I'm not just going, I don't know, yarn's over there in aisle 4. Get some. That's what we do. We love it. We live and breathe it. And if we don't know about it, we'll find out for you, and we can order just about anything. So
I tell everybody Tracy can order.
That's what she does. I don't. It's half the stuff. I'm like, what even is that?
It's like the pattern that what's her face was in the other day, and she says it says knit. She was setting up raglan sleeves, and she says so we read the line, place marker, and she says now it says knit to marker, and I went,
okay.
They had not written in knit to marker, make one slip marker, knit to the next marker, because she's like, which marker? And I'm like, you're setting up, and then I figured out, so I wrote him in there, slip marker.
Right.
She goes, I don't know why that didn't dawn on me. I couldn't see it.
Get past,
I was just like, well, which marker do they want us to knit for? To? And so, just little things like that. They don't.
Well, and sometimes too, you just need someone to look around the pattern for you, because sometimes you're just locked on it. Like, I can't wrap my brain around it.
Well, and sometimes, like the shawl I want to do, what they said was it's a Japanese shawl because it's Isager or Isager or Isager or whatever, and it didn't translate well into English, and they said you get to page 5 and it's like, what, on your own.
Oh my God, look at this. I have this pattern
but
here.
Now they've added a page 5.
I don't even know if I have it here. This whatever language it translated to, it's some of the stitches are in that language, and I'm like,
oh, I know. You
I said it to him, like, what the heck is this? What am I supposed to do here?
He said, what is this? I went, oh, that's easy. You knit 4, go down 8, hippity skippity back, and zippity doo dah around the needle.
I can't find it now.
That was a real help.
I was like, oh my God, what is this?
I just thought, I'll just get a real helper here.
I was like, so I then had to kind of, oh, here it is. I had to like really pull apart the pattern. I don't know if you can see it here. It's just
that's a hippity skippity.
Some symbol. I'm like, oh God, what do I do with this one? So anyway, sometimes that happens. So anyway, and on that note, thank you for joining us. I hope you've learned a little something, laughed a little bit, and are staying out of the heat. And remember, people, not only do you need to hydrate, but if you're mean to us, we will kill you. It's not personal.
Just I don't know that I'll kill. I'll give the Kirby eyes.
It is. It's too hot to kill.
My students used to say she gives the Kirby eyes, and when you get the Kirby eyes, you knock off whatever you're doing.
Yeah, you're.
I didn't even know I did that. They went, oh yeah.
Oh, you got
you have a look. You have a look that stops us in our tracks. Like, I could have been a nun.
Yes.
Nah.
So, well, stay hydrated and keep knitting. Let us know if you have any questions or if you want something special or something that you have a question on, and we'll be happy to talk you through. Or just come and hang out with us. Judy is here on Saturdays. She'll be doing her knit along on sea stars.
I am.
They don't look like fish anymore.
No, they don't. They're stars.
All right. Have a great few weeks. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks from today. Take care. Cool.